¿Cómo estás? Welcome to Mexico. Round number 7 of the season for Tier 2 RPL action. And this championship fight continues to amaze us. We've got a constructors race between 4 constructors, this time compared to 3, and the gap between the top 4 teams is separated by 6 points. The drivers' championship as well, something to also look at as well. A battle right there, but one that's changing ever so close every time. 26 points the gap. And although it's a large gap, J&T Gaming, our championship leader, hasn't finished up the podium a single time. Will today be the day that changed? We had the first 7 rounds of last season end up being one that Eoin McMoran, our 4-time champion, joining us today once again, ended up picking up a 7 straight podium, and this one was with Williams in Saudi. And Eoin, welcome along. Ryan Searles, your other commentator, play-by-play. Eoin co-com for tonight, of course. Glad to have you, but J&T can do what you did last season and claim 7 straight podiums to start the season. And obviously, when you got your 7 straight podiums that you had at the start of the season, you were winning races. He's not. Now, he's championship leader just like you were. What's going to be the difference here for tonight's event, Eoin, as, welcome along.
Yes, we're talking about J&T here, yeah?
Yeah, yep. What's going to be the difference there?
He's in a Ferrari. I'd say his season's a lot more competitive. And this is going to be a lot more tough for him to maximise the points every race. But last race, I was told that JTK, another title contender, the reason he had such a honker was because he didn't put a setup on in time. So obviously GTK is going to be looking to fight back. We've got a lot of drivers who are going to be looking to fight back. Tapple, could he be an outsider, for the championship fight? If he put I think he should just take Valkyrie out of that car and just chuck himself in. To be honest, he's only 50 points off, and we're about halfway into the season. I've seen crazier things happen. Then you also got Bonky in the Red Bull. He's had a very, I'd say, embarrassing season thus far.
Yeah.
And Mintuki's been a surprise driver for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, Hunted, he's not here. He's not going to be able to capitalize on his potential ability.
Yeah, so what does it all mean for the championship with what you were mentioning? 5, 6, and more will join us here for the stream. Let's just go over a few things before we do get going for the lobby here, and load it in. We have F2, Season 19, that's our next game. A full grid done for that. And because that's been done, we've been reshaping up our commentary lineup, of course. As people may already know, Minako joined us last week. If Eoin were to miss another race this season, my co-com, Minako would be our first choice for getting anybody in. So if anybody asks me, hey, can I commentate? Well, Minako will be the first choice, and then maybe that'd be considered. We'll find out with people. Asking that question, Merton has a qualifying ban. Obviously, that's from stuff
Has he been told?
Previous weeks. Let's just double check. It's in the penalty points, so he has no excuse for that. He just came off a race ban, so that's why he's back, folks. Speaking of race bans, welcome back to the league, Make PK, GTK's brother, and not in the lobby, but last race of his race ban. Last race of his race ban. It's been 20 long weeks. He'll be back next week in the Middle East section of the calendar, which should be where we start to see our championships start to really take a toll and take a turn.
Hooray.
He'll be a part of the Mercedes Academy, considering he joined back. That contract that he had from when Beatnik was the team principal is now in play because he joined back. We'll go over loans. We'll go over drivers missing, reserves. You mentioned Hunted. He'll be with the McLaren team next season as well. Grandpa, big news there out of the Red Bull camp. He got his contract terminated for, I'm going to use quotes here, missing 3 races in a row. He missed 2 races in a row, actually.
Oh, I just saw that.
Due to performances. He also DNF'd 2 of the last 2 times he showed up. So not good from Grandpa, considering he was leading the championship and won the first 2 races. Loans, drivers missing, reserves in here. So Stam Steed is in the Haas for tonight. Returned to RPL Racing not too long ago in terms of the contracts. Now he's actually here and reserving in Haas tonight because Lajovic is not making it. He returns for the first time on the Tier 2 grid since Season 9 at the end of the season when he was teammates with Blue Goggy at Alfa Romeo. Same academy, but different team principal this time. OTL is in that AlphaTauri, I believe, if I'm correct. Him and Jack Andrews might be full-time. No, Red Fire is full-time on one of those cars, excuse me. But Red Fire, once he does join tonight after he's done with his league race, he will be in the Red Bull, considering the lineup is Bunkers and Red Fire. Red Fire obviously going to be in the Red Bull until they probably figure out somebody to replace Grandpa because of that. Meriton in the Alpine, Kipu in the Alpine, and because of the Hunted and Valkyrie missing in the McLaren, you've got SV ABST making the debut that he is, and Tadpole in the McLaren at one of his best circuits as well. So, Owen, Grandpa out at Red Bull, Hunted back in McLaren for next season. I mean, what are we kind of looking at here with a lot of things going on in terms of the market?
I wasn't surprised that Grandpa got released. I mean, he won 2 races and then just dipped. Like his performances and his attendance just dipped. So understandable from the Red Bull VP. You know, you obviously want someone who's going to be there to fight for the championship, but I'd say it was a wee bit of a shock too.
Yeah.
I think it opens up the championship a lot now to the Irish in the Ferraris and the Mercedeses and the McLarens. Because if Grandpa was still in the Red Bull, if he did like a wee bit of a scusser and he showed up the odd time and just won, then he probably would have been up there. But he's let himself down, and he's let the league down, and we've only got a less exciting possible season. But hopefully, hopefully JTK and Taphole and Hunted and Bonky can make it a bit exciting by not allowing JNT to peel away with his consistency.
So I got to ask you a question. Is Formation Lap on this time?
It is.
All right, well, sounds good. So we'll go over the standings more in depth with that being said.
Was it off
during
last week?
The Formation Lap? Yes, but for Tier 1 it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Silly Jack. So, Dill JG, the first one on the soft tires to start a lap. Obviously, in front of him is his Academy teammate, Sam Stade. And now through 1, 2, and 3, Dill JG comes. Yellow flags the final sector. That's for somebody backing off and trying to get out of the way, it looks like. Dill JG coming through turn 4 and 5 now into sector 2. Track limits, Owen, going to be a big talking point in tonight's event. That chicane there in 1, 2, and 3. There's a chicane at 4 and 5. Dill JG just went through the double right. And then now the S section, which is a lot slower this game, but can still be tricky on a driver's mindset whenever touching these curbs. You don't want to touch certain ones, but you want to touch other ones. And now with these curbs, you've got to be very careful at how far on the limit you go.
The curbs are very flat on this track, so it's really easy to just like lean onto them and use them as if they're part of the track. And obviously, you know, you don't want to do that too much, especially in the first few corners. You know, it's really easy to corner cut as Dill JG uses a 17-0. Wowza!
About that?
Yeah, and the S section is really easy to cut as well. But yeah, you need to just be really careful. You need to make sure you're not hunted LAX and cut every corner.
Yeah, I mean, I heard you gave him some stuff for that last week. And
I always give him stuff for that. I'm not going to
the
change my batteries because they're about to explode.
Yeah, so just to go over last week, since you're going to do that, I'll recap it for our viewers in chat. Hunted last week ended up losing the race on track limits, and that cost him dearly. His teammate Tadpole won over JNT, and then Hunted was third on the podium. That's where he fell to after winning on track. And yeah, with that said, there's so much that can go into a race where you lose in track limits. I think this race was decided on track limits. the last time we were here in Season 10. And we had a title fight back in Season 10 here. That originally, because of you, and it was funny how it worked out. You decided there was going to be a sprint race in Brazil. And Ferrari clinched the constructors here the week before Brazil. And then ended up having to win it again in the sprint race, which was so ironic how that all worked out for them. But yeah, it was Ferrari and Hunted who claimed the championship that season 2 seasons ago. And Hunted did it for Red Bull as a driver's champion. And now SV comes across the line to put it fourth. 5/10 behind his teammate, but his first lap in the league here. He was supposed to race Formula Endurance before the tier had shut down. And welcome to the league, I must say. Alpine of Kipu coming across the line. Supposedly he had a chance at that McLaren, but he's staying strong in that Alpine for tonight, going 8th fastest. Who can we get on board, Owen, for you to cover? Ardell is close to starting a lap. Not as close as OTL is. JNT's on a lap. He's invalidated, though. That's a shocker from JNT. We usually don't see him invalidate. How about OTL? How about that?
Is Blue Doggy a TP of an actual academy, or is it just F2? I'm pretty sure it's just F2, isn't it?
Just F2, yeah. Yep.
Okay, because for some reason he got the normal TP rule, which is throwing me off.
That's because what do you call it? Wasn't working. The F2 team principal role when George was messing with it, I think.
Skill issue.
All right,
Blue Doggy needs an invite.
All right, that'll be interesting.
Blue Doggy's gamer tag.
Blue Goggy 14. We're gonna go on board with OTL while you give him that invite. I'll announce this since you're talking about it right now and the viewers do not know about it. Blue Goggy unbanned from the Merc Academy for this Tier 2 race exclusively. What are Williams going to cook up with him? I'm not sure. I spoke to Mythic before saying he'd rather not have Goggy as a teammate, but I mentioned the idea of Goggy helping him out. Maybe that'll come true now. OTL coming into the stadium section now. He's got one car in front of him, and now the line he'll get to in just the thick of time. These set of corners can throw you off so bigly, and here he comes now across the line. He will be 12th fastest of the guys crossing it. There's an Alpine crossing line. There's JNT in the S section now. If you can go on board with this lap, Owen, this would be great.
Just a quick question. Do you have Jack Andrews added as a friend? He requires an invite back to the session. But yes.
I think I do.
JNT invalidates himself there. What a silly Billy.
That's
literally exactly what we said, leaning on the exit curbs too much. Is he feeling the pressure of leading a championship?
Yeah, 26 points. His teammate Ardell on track as well. Ferrari and Mercedes at the top of the table, tied in the championship. Ardell, 56.9. He just had his home race last week, and he didn't really do that great. Still looking for his first podium, but lots of pace to provide. No racecraft in that race, getting multiple penalties. Red Fire Tiger joins us as well. He'll be number 19 in the Red Bull. And across the line comes Ardell. 3rd fastest once again. Oh, and Ardell is showing great pace. But needs to show the racecraft in the race.
It's reminding me of a certain Florian Van Zelter. Where he's got a bit of pace in the qualifying, but when it comes to the race, he loses his head. But I've not seen anything too heinous from Ardell yet this season. I'll tell you right now, actually.
He's not been bad.
He's just been silly.
Been right there, you know. He's been right off the podium. The only race that he would have had a podium, if it weren't for his silly errors, was Austria, round 2. That's where he lost it in the storage room, his only penalty of the season. But see, he's had track limit penalties. That's why he's up there on the penalty standings. If you go have a look at that, Owen. He's 3rd on it, I believe. Yes, 3rd on it, 54 seconds. Yes. And most of those come from the steward's office. Or not, sorry, most of those come from the track limits compared to the steward's office. Excuse me.
That is correct. He received 4 penalty points in Italy, remember, for causing a major collision in quality.
The other 2 were in Austria. You know, that lost him the podium. So
very rogue man. But he needs to just calm himself down.
All right.
And focus.
Well, I'm going to have you take it away for Wavy Knife here, Owen, because he made his return
blistering up
2 seasons ago in this race. Turn 1 now.
I'm excited to see the absolute raw pace of this Wavy Knife. Oh, he's going to get big slippy oh, never mind.
Aw.
was going to give it a big slip. Jack Andrews is lagged out yet again. That's unfortunate. Here comes Wavy down, braking just after the 100-meter board. Just trying to glide the car through these corners. And using all the curb in the exit and the entry to this little double right-hander as you can. Not using too much in the exit there. And then into the S as we go. If you've got the right setup on this car, you can take a lot of curb here, but we've been very conservative on the curbs. And flat through there, very nice. That was very, very okay from Wavy. 57.7, don't know how good that is. And then into the final sector, that was pretty poor there, you know, just a lot of understeer and just having to slow down a lot at the apex. And yeah, just looking very sluggish, the setup Wavy's got on this car at the moment. And then through the final corner we come with Wavy Knife, and it goes P12. Yeah, just a very sloppy lap, I think. Just needs to probably spend a bit more time getting the setup right on that Kia.
Yeah, 8th place in this race 2 seasons ago when it was the penultimate round. This time it's round 7 of our season in RPL Tier 2. And JNT Gaming has had
So close to
4
extending
poles, 9 podiums, and you're exactly right. He's just putting himself on the limit here.
Oh, Jack Andrews is out.
That's exactly what you need to do, though. I know, I saw you join back, yeah. I was going to say, that's exactly what you need to do. But he's stepping over that limit and stepping over those boundaries a little bit too much in this session. However, this time with 6.5 minutes remaining, it looks like he's about to get himself a complete lap here.
Very close again to validating. Nice apex hit. Beautiful on the throttle, very quick.
And he goes fastest. JNT Gaming looking for a 4th straight pole and would be a 5th all time. Most podiums right now without a single win in Tier 2. You know how many podiums a certain previous Ferrari driver had before their first win, Eoin, in Tier 1? Jack Miles, 14. He got it on his 14th podium. His first win. Season 8 Abu Dhabi. At the end of the F122 game cycle, that was. Redfire Tiger now on a lap. Right. And I would say this is the driver we need to look at a lot as GTK goes second fastest. Redfire Tiger needs to put in a good performance tonight. I'm not just saying a podium is what he needs to do. He needs to be in contention for the race victory, just like he was at Texas. He can't end up 3rd like he did then. He needs to be actually in contention with the late stages of the race. Not lap 1 through 17 like he was in Texas. Late stages of the race. The Red Bull, I've heard from a lot of drivers, they've said this car benefits around the circuit. And in fact, in the Tier 1 race, Reese Dainty went from 20th to 3rd in that car. So, yeah, Redfire Tiger being Grandpa's reserve replacement for now. Prove yourself. That's all I ask.
Well, if he puts in a good performance, then I don't see why he doesn't just get chucked in as the second driver of that seat. We'll see where he chucks his car here. Aiming for a 15 high. It's a 16.5, so it's quite poor. 2 times off his teammates. So both the Red Bulls, for some reason, I don't know what's happening. They're just not very good.
I'll tell you right now. He just came from a different league race. Probably put in no practice. And if that's the case with no practice being only just a 10th maybe at the closest behind his teammate, he's bound to improve and get ahead of his teammate. But by how much is going to be now the question.
Thing is, it doesn't even matter if he beats his teammate. If he's not qualifying top 2 in a Red Bull, then he shouldn't really be here in that car.
Yeah. He showed a lot of pace when he returned in the Austria Silverstone stages of the last season, but will it be enough for Red Bull to be happy with it? OTL just went over the track limits there and invalidated his lap time. Joe Wilson is 7th fastest on our timing charts now. Kippu invalidated. Mentoki's on a lap. And you spoke about Mentoki earlier. You spoke very highly about her. I was just going to mention, because of JTK not finishing in the points last weekend in Canada, she's now one of only 2 drivers to score points in every race. Her and JNT are the 2. And you know what? JNT was giving her high praise as well, because she's done this in an Aston Martin. 1 race in a Mercedes she had, the other being in an Aston. And JNT's done his in a Ferrari. So Mentoki, yeah, absolutely deserves the credit. Up 2 tenths.
He's just been very good midfield driver. I think she'd be a really good addition to one of the top teams as a nice number 2. Obviously, don't think she would have the raw speed and power to be a dominant title contender. But just look at that, very good lap there. Maybe in the Red Bull she could be up there, but yeah, I'd say any team should definitely think about being a good, consistent, dependable driver. Mintoki, she seems to be a pretty good option for that.
Our first female win from a driver came at this circuit in F2, season 16. Valkyrie stole it. Florian and TB collided in that race on the last lap. Florian crossed the line, though, as the winner, but was penalized in the stewards room, and that's what got Valkyrie, who was third on the last lap, technically fourth because she was behind Choco and actually had no penalties, and ended up taking the victory. So Valkyrie not here tonight for McLaren, as we previously mentioned, but yeah, Mintoki, maybe this is the place where she could get up on the podium. I don't know. She's right in between both Red Bulls, and you know what? Fair play. That's where she should be.
Podium, yeah.
Not had a podium yet. Had it stolen in the steward's office in Monza when she was in the Mercedes. Almost won on track, if we remember that race pretty well. OTL, not improving in the sector. This does not look like a good lap. Seems like he might be battling Sam Steed tonight, but he does improve on the time in the last sector. It looks like all the time he was missing came in that last sector, 3/10 up, and did improve the time, but no places. So, as they'd say, you know, no cigar for him, it looks like. JNT Gaming on a lap now, and this is our pole sitter currently, Eoin, and he's got the gap over championship rival JTK. Take us through it. 3/10 the gap, 15-8.
The Ferrari, the beautiful scarlet red Ferrari. I always wanted to win a championship with this car, but can JNT pull it off? He's going to make this lap count if he wants to solidify that. Very nice. Not taking too much curb. And that's, yeah, very conservative for the first few corners there. Usually you want to cut those corners really, really hard. First sector time to see, is he up on his time at all? 28.8. He's down by almost a tenth. So yeah, maybe if he pushed it on those curbs a little bit more aggressive, he could have capitalized. But his current time is, I'd say, is pretty good enough anyway. He's already 3/10 up on the rest of the field. Using a lot of entry curb into the S. Watch this car glide for the corners. Not using too much curb there. Again, you don't want to use too much curb in some of these corners, but some of them you do want to push. And he's gone flat through there. Very lovely. Got the line perfect. He's got a lot of traffic up ahead, though. So he's going to try and avoid that. He's still down in his time, but he's improved the middle sector. Can he get his way past this absolute ruckus in the stadium section? It will distract him a little bit. Will put him off, but can he still improve it? Through the final corner now, get on the throttle really early. A little bit of a loosey-goosey moment, and cross the line, and he does improve by 61 milliseconds.
Provisional pole number 5. Let's go on board with his championship rival now, JTK. Is he going to be improving to the first sector? Let's find out. Mintoki, I think, improved right there. She went 4th fastest, right up there with Tadpole and Ardell.
Worn tires
to her. Fair enough. 11 seconds remain in the session, and keep in mind, folks, as you get your predictions in the chat, the pole time last time we ran Tier 2 Mexico here, 16.2, 15.5 for the F1 guys the last time. 7 thousandths from JTK. He needs to find more time. We have a Red Bull coming across the line first. That's Bonkers 5. He's invalidated, but it would have been a really good lap. Look at that. 15.8. He would have been on the front row. That's very unfortunate. Tadpole up on the time in the second sector. SV, I don't think he could have done it. Ardell couldn't have done it. Tadpole's the next one who could, but he's now spinning.
Oh no, Tadpole, what have you done, you silly goofy?
He, I think, could have had a chance to take the front row away from JTK if he made a mistake here. But now JTK is going for another pole. Could it be a 5th pole for JTK or JNT currently who has it? Across the line now, JTK only remains on the front row. Red Fire Tiger up by 3/10. This could steal him the front row over JTK. He could split the 2 championship rivals, and he's only up to 6th. So JNT, a 4th straight pole. And the last person who did that, hunted last time in Season 10, went on to win the championship. Joe Wilson 3rd, right at the end there as well.
Yes,
fair play.
Nice. So saw him using a pretty decent lap. 2/10 off his teammate. And Race Dainty, former Tier 2 champion as well, of course, making a very valid point, saying JNT is going to be struggling horrifically down to turn 1.
Fair point.
Pole around Mexico is usually not optimal, considering the absolute horrifically long straight. But if he can get a good start, maybe get a few tenths under his belt, then I reckon he could defend it to turn one. Just needs to get the perfect start really. I mean, hope that JTK and Joe Wilson start squabbling. Could we see a 2021-esque start where the guy from third just absolutely sends it around the outside? I will be hoping something like that happens.
I mean, Mercedes are in the perfect spot here. Look they have both their cars second and third on the run to turn one, whereas J&T is just defending pole position right there. And Ardell, who is teammates with J&T, racing for Ferrari, who are tied with Mercedes in the constructors, he only sits 7th right there compared to them being 1, 2, 3 right there.
I feel like it's a bit odd to say. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's a bit odd to say that I'm surprised that Dom wasn't top 10 in the Haas because of how good he's been this season. But yeah, he's P11. Still G is the final guy in the top 10. Continue. Sorry.
J&T, JTK, Joe Wilson, Tad Pullman, Toki, the top 5. Redfire, Ardell, Bonkers, SV, and Dill JG round out our top 10. Big surprises outside the top 10. You got Dom, Kipu, you have Merton, who is back there from the qualifying ban. Sam Steed and OTL, they were slowest, but I wouldn't count them out because Sam Steed, he doesn't expect much going into this race. He figured he'd be shocking, and that qualifying really was. But considering what the Tier 2 race provided in Season 10 with a late safety car, I wouldn't count those guys out at all for any chance of points or right outside the points, at least.
I'd love to see a Monza this season sort of end of the race. That'd be horrifically...
It really could happen. It really
could. Hilarious. But yes, I'm excited for the return of Blue Goggy as well.
Yes, that's true. He's come off his season ban that was shortened thanks to the tier coordinator here. Of course, he's probably going to give you a big thank you after tonight, I'd assume. But,
well, I mean, he's got to keep it clean. If I see anything
true.
heinous from him, he's gone.
That is true. And you know what? The Williams may not be the best car, but all he's got to be hoping is simply just to be right in front of his teammate Mythic. Be right in front of his teammate Mythic, because Mythic had a P5 in Monza, as you were mentioning in that Monza race. So, fair enough. And Bonky said he just invalidated pole. I'm sorry to break it to you, Bonky, but you would have been just only P2. And even then... That maybe would have helped J&T a lot more from the Mercedes, though, to be fair.
Just realised, I don't know, do you know the way the rule is, whoever's the host readies up on the grid first?
Correct.
What happens to the people who ready up? Well, I can't ready up. I
don't think it'd be too much of a issue then tonight. I don't know.
It's been quite a long break anyway, so everyone should have... I was just good to see the tier 2 grid. The tier 2 grid having respect for each other to leave a minute or two. Yeah. Or some people would be like, oh yep, my setup's done. Oh, strategy done. Yep, go. And nice to see a bit of camaraderie.
All right, let's go over the championship standings quickly. So, as you noted, Hunted is not here. He has a 36-point gap to J&T. But I really think he would have capitalized if he was here. Unfortunately, he's not. Grandpa, 48 points back. He was another one. Oh, boy. He was another one as well who I think would have capitalized if he wasn't missing these races. Being in a Red Bull, he was either up front like he was in the first 2 races, or he was in trouble like he was at France or Monza. So he has those inconsistent moments, but it's really this track and the race before it where it kind of slipped away from him. Luckily, we won't be talking about that. Now it's a 2-man race like it was in Season 10 for most of the season with Hunted and Grandpa. Now it's with J&T and JTK. 26 points is their gap. J&T will be leading the championship after this race regardless, as long as JTK does not take fastest lap as the winner. Constructors fight, you got Mercedes, Ferrari, they're tied at the front, then Red Bull's 5 points back, McLaren is 6 points back. All right, so the pit stop loss for tonight, you got 21 seconds on that, 20% in your gain back for your ERS when you enter the pit lane. For the strategy itself, expect these people on mediums and hards, which is the whole field, to either go mediums to hards, hards to mediums, maybe some soft tires in this, but considering what we saw the last time we were here in Tier 1, when Reese Dainty claimed the championship, I really don't expect many people to be going softs here.
No, softs were really quick.
Or a two-stop. I really don't. But, Eoin, I think you should note this. Obviously, track limits will be big for tonight. Curbs, be careful about using them. The battles, the space you give, really tough around here. But the top two on 2 different tires, that'll be big.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering how the hards are going to work for JTK off the line. Like, I don't know about that strategy. If I was him, I would have told Joe Wilson to go for the hards, to put the pressure on JNT later in the Grand Prix. But JATK taking the risk. Will it pay off?
All right. Time for round 7. The 5 lights come on here in Mexico. RPL Tier 2.
Hooray!
It's lights out and away we go. So, off the line they go. 2 different tires. Which one's going to get it with the 2 championship rivals racing down to turn 1? Joe Wilson in the slipstream. Tadpole in the slipstream. 4 wide for just a second. But JNT Gaming holds onto the race lead. And now, JTK dipping to the inside. Can't give anything at him. So he will be battling his teammate now. Tadpole's there in the background. Spin. It's Bonkers. Bonkers has been shunted off at turn 2, and he's back going, but he's down to 20th. And now Tadpole, really good at Mexico, he says, around the outside of 2 of them. Now he'll get 2nd place in this race as the 2 Mercedes go side by side here to the double right, and they're already about to be banging one another. They just almost were in a turn 4.
I just got the end of the bonky spin.
Forcing off Mintoki there, entering the S's, and I don't think Mintoki wanted to back out, but she did. She slots in behind. Ardell's there too. She'll use the battery, so will Ardell. This is a cracking battle, entering Sector 3.
A lot of drivers off the circuit there. A few warnings, I reckon. But yeah, Bonky, you didn't see what caused the spin, but I saw a major...
stack up, big stack up. Invade, Meriton, big accordion effect. That's...
Oh, for God's sake, these silly
in
juices.
The stadium section, and nearly both AlphaTauris colliding. Sorry to cut in.
That's exactly what happened to Bonky, I believe. I saw a lot of cars braking quite heavily. And now Merton now making a cheeky little overtake on Jack Andrews. And lots of action. Red Fire Tiger on JTK. These hards are not working for Mr. JTK at all.
Neither being the case for Mintoki. Bunkers down the order on Academy teammate OTL. Invade is battling Jack Andrews. Invade lost some spots there after that collision, but the one who gained the most spots... Oh, OTL, Jack Andrews. Someone's around. It's Jack Andrews. Just about to say the one who gained the most spots right there.
ABST and Dill G.
Was Merton. Yeah.
Dill G forced off the circuit. He's come back on. He's not enough grip.
That was a little tight there between them two. But you see, most of the field gaining spots, Bonkers and Invade and Sam, they're all down spots from whatever happened at that concertina at the back of the field there. That was absolutely treacherous. And interestingly enough, you mentioned those hards not working out. Well, Red Fire Tiger on the formation lap complained of lag from Tadpole. Is that how he was able to claim 2nd place? I'm not sure, but up 2 places, he'll surely give a good fight to these Mercedes, though, no doubt.
JMT's pulled away here, so he's going to be hoping he can pull away to get this lucrative first race victory. He's
definitely controlling the race a lot more often compared to his recent races. Here comes Ardell for 6th place. He'll claim the spot. Does JTK go back for it in the braking zone? They're going to be side by side here at turn 2. And now at turn 3, JTK going to go the long way around. Maybe getting forced out there. And now Mintoki is there to take the places as well if she needs to. 3-car race now into Sector 2. And JTK didn't want to give it up, but ahead of Mintoki, behind Ardell.
Very good little battle between those two there. Yeah, the JTK just falling backwards. The top 5 are all on the medium tires.
Treacherous.
JNT's got a 2-second gap, then you got the fight for 2nd. Red Fire Tiger is right on the back of Joe Wilson and Tadpole. Red Fire Tiger putting in a good little shift here. But this is what we saw last race. Was it last race? No, sorry, in USA, sorry. You know, Red Fire Tiger had a really good opening stint. And then obviously near the end of the race, he just fell away, taking too much out of the tires too early on.
We've got a side-by-side battle, Eoin. This is for 16th place. These are technically 2 former teammates, and Invade and Goggy just made contact right there. I don't think we can put it on Goggy, though, right there with that, because I saw Invade try to set it up the inside, and he turned in on Goggy, clipping his Left front wheel. We know how the
helicopter
contact model can be. That was treacherous, but now second place is Joe Wilson's now over Tadpole.
Yes, very nice. I
Very neatly
believe
done there.
fights for P16 and 15 should be left to the imagination of the viewers.
Here goes Blue Goggy on OTL, getting the place done right there. Now gonna have to defend for turn 3, and does just that. Remember, this track offers double detection, or sorry, double DRS with 1 detection point, excuse me. So that will allow Invade and OTL to have a little scrap there and trade the places. Keep in mind that detection point, Eoin, as you could see, right there in that final, right there before the final corner, excuse me. That's for DRS for 2 different zones right there. Here comes Redfire.
So I think that's ridiculously overpowered on this circuit, and I think they should severely rework that, because it is an absolute joke in my opinion, because look how big that main straight is. You get the DRS.
Insane.
By the time you can open the DRS, you're already past them. So you get it again.
OTL? Did he make a move on Invade right there? Oh, he was thinking about it. That was going to be very, very interesting in the S's. Sorry to cut you off, but second place now up for grabs again.
Topple's not really pushing too hard on the battery, but he's going to go for it now. JNT's being closed in here by these group of cars. And then Redfire Tiger, oh, he's going over it as well.
Oh my God! If he can pull that off, that would have been miraculous. But he thought about it, and now because he saw Joe Wilson didn't have DRS in the main straight, Redfire Tiger does for this time, and he'll go on the inside. But does he hold it? Down the inside, about to get RG-bargy with Joe Wilson.
Oh, the switch back.
This could be a really good switcheroo. RG-bargy now, out of the double right. Joe Wilson remains ahead here. Redfire Tiger giving him pressure. Look at that, running in the back of him. DRS once again, though. Redfire Tiger following behind him. Which way does he go? He's gonna wait. But the thing is, though, how much longer can you wait? You've just lost DRS to Tadpole. You gotta get this move done on the main straight. Tadpole closing in on race leader JNT Gaming, it looks like.
These 3 in second, third, and fourth were catching JNT because of the slipstreaming they were doing. And now it's all gone to naught because the Redfire Tiger want to get a bit RG-bargy. Here he comes again. Easy DRS over Dick Shirley. Yes, Joe Wilson. Like a lamb to the slaughter. And this will indicate what my frustration with this DRS zone. Let's say the detection zone was here, and we see Joe Wilson fighting back, maybe down to turn 3 or turn 4, whatever turn that is. But now, yes, Redfire Tiger pulling away even more. Please,
we got Invade.
FIA change the
we got Blue Goggy. We got a move. It's swapping. It's 16th place. They're outside the points, but they're both in the hards, so maybe going to look to extend it and go for some sort of gambles. Speaking of gambles, we're going to be racing around Vegas for Tier 1 tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes for those of you who wanted to still tune in. It should be fun, Eoin.
That was a very good segue. I actually rate that.
Yeah. Now we got third place once again.
Who's going to win the jackpots?
Yeah. Redfire Tiger might have some jackpots here over Tadpole in terms of wondering, will it be DRS by the main straight? Will it be DRS next time by? Well, he's got the car behind him. And our first of the track limit penalties goes to OTL, 3 seconds to his name. Both AlphaTauris not the best of starts. They're 18th and 20th.
Blue Goggy is in P17 having a scrap with Invade and OTL and Sam Steed and them man. Here comes the fight for P5. JTK who's seeming to get those hards to work a little bit now. The mediums are maybe wearing away a bit. Around the outside he goes, gets past DRS Ardell. This is just again the point we get in qualifying. He's got good pace, but he can't capitalize on it.
Bonkers back up. Hold on. Bonkers back up the inside. Mythic jumps the curb, and he almost jumped into Bonkers. Mythic had to go out wide, trying to give Bonkers space, and gone out a little too wide, conceding the place. Invade and Blue Goggy also swapped it around right there, but Invade does not have DRS down to here, and this is your point about the detection point, because Blue Goggy, due to having DRS being behind him, is going to have a chance to go back down the inside, and he couldn't do it.
If that was Blue Goggy last season, I think he would have gone for a roguish dive bomb, but that was seeming so far to learn his lesson as JNT is pulled away again from the top pole, and Red Fire Tiger has pulled him back in. Pulled top pole back in here. So we're back where we were 4 laps ago. Oh, Red Fire Tiger getting a bit loosey-goosey in the exit.
Just one thing, if you don't mind, before this battle continues to trade places, J&T Gaming controlling this race a lot better than he did the last 2 or 3 weeks. Much, much better. 2.6 the gap. Here we go.
Yes, easy DRS overtakes. Joe Wilson gonna have a little look now. So Joe Wilson at the moment, as his teammate JTK gets re-overtaken again.
Oh! Mintoki tapped JTK, the Academy teammate, at turn 1 and into 2. That was almost a treacherous re-entry from JTK. That could have ended up in shambles. Wavy trades with Bonky, and now Mintoki is letting the Academy teammate go. Very big respect from her right there.
That was silly from Mintoki. She shouldn't have land back through, because now she's lost 2 places now.
I know,
and now
but
the McLaren has got
penalty, I guess.
both of them. Well, I doubt JTK would have put the penalty the clip in, to be honest, but I don't know. Jack Andrews is retired from the session. He's had enough.
I mean, the only way I could think
down at the back.
JTK would have put in an incident right there is if he was related to the fake TB there from just a couple weeks ago. He obviously, if you're not familiar with the story, TB submitted a ticket on his teammate Cam, and that's some controversy surrounding that. Dom and Dil JG, 2 Academy teammates. Speaking of teammates, they swap it around right there. How about that?
Very nice.
So 1 gone from this race, 19 still remaining, and no VSC, no safety car yet, but still a lot of strategy to play for everybody on either the mediums or the hards. And you spoke about a tadpole title charge. Well, hold on, his teammate's about to be overtaken here by JTK now, down the inside. Mintoki wanting to go for it too, and a tap again!
He's gonna hit!
JTK
oh my goodness gracious.
in more trouble.
Oh, I can't believe that. That's actually really tickled me that he's just been tagged twice in a row.
And Kipu wants to get the both of them.
Oh, dearie me.
Owen, I'm telling you right now, this shirt I have on is really a curse, and I'm about to tell you why. I wore it in Zandvoort last season when he got his first pole, and he ended up getting a spitting penalty, costing him the win in Zandvoort. It's a Dutch-colored shirt. It's the exact Dutch colors. It's not made to be a Dutch-colored shirt, but it is. It's not meant for the Dutch colors, but it is the Dutch colors. I wore it last week. We know what happened. He forgot his setup, and now this is happening again. Red Fire Tiger, please. First to the penalty club in the top 10.
Please take your t-shirt off.
Maybe I need to stop wearing the shirt for JTK's sake. Kipu just overtook Dom, I think. Was that Dom? I'm not sure. Someone overtook right there in the midfield pack. But Red Fire Tiger, that's a costly penalty.
Oh, dear. Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice that. What silly goose. OTL, another one. Go on. He just doesn't care about track limits. He's just here for fun, and I respect that. Just cut all the corners as long as you're having a bit of crack. That's all that matters.
That's what he's doing to keep up with this pack of Invader Blue Goggy.
So may as well have fun.
Wavy and Mythic. We saw this battle in USA. Now once again, run it back in Mexico. Mythic ahead. Behind that, Blue Goggy and Invade in a cracking battle right here for 16th place, I must say.
I'm just stunned how Wavy Knife can be slower than Mythic of all people. Mythic's on a Williams, here they come.
Well, we saw it in USA with George as well. Wavy gonna defend this time, and Wavy shuts the door. Good defending from Wavy, actually. I must not lie about that.
I'm surprised to see that Red Fire Tiger has not caught J&T more than he should be.
Well, I will say
I'm quite upset that JTK got tagged twice, because I was going to comment on the fact that Joe Wilson is doing a good job to keep the field busy while JTK his tires come back into the window.
Ardell's
but after
in.
being tagged twice, they're out the bloody window. So
wow.
Ardell, the first of the important drivers to make any pit stop.
Oh, we've
First
got
driver.
some bumping going on. Invade thinks this is NASCAR. He's just tapped the back of Blue Goggy, and now he's got a tap from the car behind. It seems like bump the guy in front of you or get bumped here for 16th place now. OTL is in. He got another penalty, but yeah, Invade and Blue Goggy getting a little personal here.
Oh, OTL getting another penalty, and he's deserved to end it all. That's upsetting.
That's the second AlphaTauri out. Double retirement for them.
upsetting. I thought he was gonna have to. I thought he was gonna have some fun by getting all these penalties, but Tadpole, by the way, is back to B2.
Correct. We did miss that, and
Yeah,
Bunkers got
DRS
Kipu,
past
and
them.
now Wavy and Mythic, another DRS pass you just mentioned there. Wavy through, but sliding in the process. He's through, and this will be the train, by the way, that these guys on the front three are near whenever they end up pitting.
Oh dear. God help them if they don't get past this. Let's see, is JNT gonna chuck her in the pit lane? No, he's not. Will any of the runners in the second, third, and fourth go for the undercut?
Merton.
Surprisingly, no.
Okay. So now we got more drivers picking up time penalties due to track limits. It's being a very costly thing. And speaking of being a very costly thing, here's Redfire Tiger, the other one with a penalty, taking over second place. And I was just going to mention earlier, Eoin, the more these guys battle for what is now second, third, and fourth, the more that J&T will be able to save his tires here in the lead of the race. Mentoki is through for sixth as well.
Yes.
I mean, we know how much that Ferrari ends up wasting tires.
Losses that. I'm surprised J&T's still doing so well with those worn tires.
Oh! Merton getting really aggressive right there into turn 2. Nearly cost himself. Now Mythic is going to defend this.
The whole battery.
And wheel-to-wheel racing. And if he is using his whole battery, he's really getting racy. Now, oh, pinching, contact, touching, and now Mythic back down the inside.
What are you doing, Mythic?
And that's a collision waiting to happen. Ardell down the inside now. Car off. That's the McLaren. That's SV up there in 7th. That's big for this race for McLaren and the constructors. But Ardell is through.
Well, he's the man who took out, he spun around GTK. Now Karma's come and bit him on the ass here.
Mentoki into the penalty club as well.
Oh, Ardell go for the move, Merton.
Well,
Ardell
that
really,
happens.
Having to make up for a poor pit stop strategy by pitting early, and he's getting caught in the field.
I was just gonna say, SV now holding up his academy teammate right here, Kipu. Ardell gets wavy, and now, whoa! That may have been late, but Kipu is through. Or is he? Yes. Dom 2. Wow.
What's Kipu actually, like, okay? Like, remember a season or two ago, whenever Kipu was being slated for being a horrific driver, but just doing a solid job in the Alpine this season. Nothing special, but nothing bad either.
I think it's personal with him and SV. I remember they, were fighting for racing the McLaren today, but it seems like wherever we go today, or even the past few weeks, it's been an academy war between two cars in the same academy. It's what it is again.
JTK is now 15.7 seconds off the leader, who is also his title rival. Obviously, the tags in the rear wouldn't have helped, but I think picking the hard tires to start on was a very stupid idea from JTK. As he just spun it, and now Bonky is through.
Do you want to know what this does for the championship race now that he just got overtaken? 47 points is that gap. 47 points. Redfire Tiger is being attacked, and Tadpole now will be the one protecting into turn 4. SV is in. JTK as well as on the back of Bonky, but the Red Bull straight line speed will keep him ahead. That'll be a big talking point for tomorrow's race in Tier 1 at Vegas as well. Straight line speed. Red Bull has the straight line speed, Mercedes does not.
Oh yes, I'm not looking forward to the Mercedes engine cars topping out like a quarter down the straight. It's going to be really fun.
Well, Martin gets the move done.
I will be running 50-50 wings to counteract this.
Martin gets the move done a Wavy, and I was just going to say that's your car for tomorrow, the Aston, and I'm pretty sure, Wavy is not having a fun time down these straights when people have DRS on him. I think he was lucky he wasn't overtaken any quicker, considering Merton has barely any battery. So battery consumption being a big thing in tonight's race for sure. Now JTK is just absolutely swarming the back of Bonky now here. Pressurizing him. Not going to make a move. Not close enough. But you spoke about J&T Gaming. 3 seconds now the gap, and Tadpole is in. Going to go for the undercut.
He just tagged Goggy, or am I tripping?
Let's check it.
Been overtaken nonetheless from Stam Steed.
Blugagi and Sam Steed.
Sam Steed has got 84% battery for some reason. And Joe Wilson is right on the back of Red. Obviously, Tadpole going for the undercut, like you said. Is he going to come out ahead of the Squabbles? Looks like he's going to... Yes, he's going to go well ahead of Merton and Wavy and Mythic. And that is good for him.
Sam Steed and Blugagi
Ardell
took
has jumped him.
Wow. Merton and Wavy down the straight, racing wheel to wheel. And the move is made. The move will also be made between Sam Steed and Blugagi, two former teammates, two academy teammates usually, but not tonight. And getting the move done there, two friends as well. Sam Steed, funnily enough, I used to own a league with them two in it, Sam Steed and Goggy, and Sam Steed was one coaching Goggy to get him his first podium in one of the leagues. Goggy has a podium here in Tier 2, in fact, comes 4 seasons ago, but I think Sam Steed will be coaching Goggy on how to make moves like he just did. Merton had a big slide there. I don't know if you caught the end of that, but that was absolutely treacherous and almost collected Mythic right there.
Goggy has more Tier 2 podiums than Mentuke, which is quite funny.
Well, there's a stat. JNT Gaming, our race leaders in, and Ardell is also through in his academy teammate. How will this shape things up, though, for JNT Gaming coming in now a lap later? Dill JG in this battle right near Tadpole. How will the academy teammates right in front of Tadpole fare for JNT? I think Tadpole is just pushing Dill JG along. Bunky's in. Tadpole, where is he coming out? Where is he coming out here, JNT, in comparison to Tadpole?
Kipu could do the funniest thing ever here if he gets ahead of that Ferrari. Go on, Kipu.
Side by side into turn one. JNT is ahead. But now, in between him and Dom is the only other non-academy car. Kipu did not get the DRS here. So now, Dom and Ardell will try to fight it. They swapped Ardell on the undercut. Now Ardell trying to get egregious. Oh boy, SV into the penalty club. That's our 4th guy. And OTL has left a server.
Oh dear. Well, he's just not very quick. And clearly he can't stay within the white line, so...
If he could stay in the white lines, he could get points by avoiding the trouble, like we had in a race like Monza. SV gets through on Blugagi, and now some more swapping. Here comes Tadpole. Tadpole through on Dom. Ardell through on Kipu. So now will Kipu help out the teammate here with Tadpole and let him through? Yes, he will. Smart tactical playing right there between the Alpine Academy boys. Now Ardell has to do JNT a favor here because Tadpole got the gap down here from the undercut. Here comes the fighting. Joe Wilson's pitting.
Joe Wilson's been absolutely undercut here.
Tadpole through on the main straight. Kipu through. Dom through. JTK and Mintoki. That's a move made for 2nd place in this race. Mythic obviously in, and now a big DRS train all behind Tadpole here for 5th place. Net P2.
Tadpole's got to lock in these next few laps to catch that Ferrari out of him. And he's got to hope that the hard runners, Mintoki and JTK, will also fight. Because I reckon Tadpole will get a few results here. Wouldn't be off a possible title charge.
Yeah, the only thing that is preventing him from doing so is the fact that he's in an Alpine full-time, not in a McLaren.
Yeah,
however,
that car.
How does JNT Gaming benefit or have a disadvantage here in this DRS train? It's against the Merc Academy drivers. First, Mintoki.
Oh, JTK's got 90% DRS.
Just pushing her along, hitting the back of her. And now, that has put Tadpole, I think, just barely into DRS. Let's find out. Tadpole using the battery. And yes, he is. He's in DRS.
Oh, both the Merc Academy cars. Look at that. They've absolutely disappeared with the usage of DRS there. Here comes Mintoki.
This is big with JNT Gaming getting boxed in here. Joe Wilson's through on Dom. Mintoki through on JTK. But now JNT Gaming needs to get past here. Joe Wilson, Dom, Kipu. Big 3-car race in a turn 1. But now we set our sights on JNT Gaming, who can finally make the move here.
There's not enough VRS in the Ferrari. He's going to go around the outside. He's going to have the much fresher tires. Can he pull it off around there? No, he's going to do it!
Will it be a switchback from JTK?
This is life on death.
JNT's through. Now, what happens for Tadpole here? JTK is now going to be in the way of Tadpole here on 17 lap hards.
Tadpole needs to get him right now into this DRS in there, and
JT
he's
still has to
lining
deal
him
with
up
Mintoki, Eoin.
beautifully.
Look at this.
Mintoki just not fighting it at all, which
Two
is
moves.
quite disappointing. She's waiting for the straight.
2 moves right there being made. Look at that. Tadpole
JNT
and
is going to be an absolute sitting duck on this big straight, though.
But Mintoki's got not much tire wear left before she has to pit.
And absolutely zero traction on that Aston Martin. But she's
Will she
gaining.
fight this? Will she fight this with Tadpole, though? That will be the question. Is it worth your fight now? Here comes Tadpole. On the run to turn 1, down the inside. Fastest lap for Bonky. But Tadpole is finally through, and this is much needed from him in order to win this race for a 2nd week in a row. Kipu through on Dom. That's for 8th. Kipu having an almighty run, but he's still yet to pit. So has Red Fire Tiger, who's leading the charge.
Tadpole's now within the DRS range. JNT getting through that traffic has cost him dearly. Red Fire Tiger is he going for the soft compound tire?
Let's find out.
Must be.
That's fine.
Because he's been on those medium tires for a horrifically long time. Like he's
Softs
been on
can
them
go
since the start of the race.
a good 15 to 17 laps. So maybe this is the only guy we're going to see go to the softs. Yellow flags.
Oh, collision! The Mythic and
Hmm.
When they both rejoin the exact same time, I am expecting
my God.
absolute heated scrapping of this guy. Here we go.
This is going to get ugly.
No,
Here we go.
Mythic, what have you done?
Merton and Mythic.
Oh, Mythic,
Big
that
Sean.
was absolutely heinous. I've recorded that from on
That
board.
has
Mythic
been
just
caught on
completely
stream.
turned it.
And that's not going to be good. JTK, 2nd in the championship. 6th on track, now in. Dom on Kipu, because Kipu's in. Merton
Oh,
takes.
no. What's Merton?
What are we doing here?
He's
Wha-
got 10 seconds.
What are we doing here? This would be the worst thing possible, by the way, for
got
JNT
front
a
wing.
safety car.
Yeah,
He's got
missing front
an
left.
end plate. Okay. Joe Wilson on
So
Mintoki.
Mythic.
Here we go. Mintoki
Mythic.
couldn't hold on much longer with those
Oh, silly Billy.
set of tires. Now having to defend from Ardell. Tadpole now within
She's gonna
DRS and
hold him up
striking
there.
distance of JNT, though. Kippa comes out right near Invade. And, yeah, Blue Goggy's coming out of the pits now. Merton coming in.
Interesting to see how Mythic can defend himself for a quite evident, deliberate swipe. So that's twice in 3 weeks Williams driver has had some interesting driving.
I'm going to say right now, I'm going to be honest with you. I think both of them are trying to hit each other at that moment in time.
So simply sensational. That's his tier 2 heritage right there. But Tadpole gets absolutely rinsed in the final few corners.
Ardell and Mintoki, I must say, that was close to a
Joe
pit lane
Wilson on the
collision.
fastest lap. Is Joe Wilson on for an outside possible race win here?
Yeah, this could be very good. He's just got to catch up JNT and Tadpole now. He's got to be the
Ardell on
JNT
the
Gaming of
51.
Texas right here. Because in Texas, as you were saying, Red Fire Tiger and JTK were in the battle for quite a while, and then JNT caught up. Maybe Joe Wilson could do the same. You got a good point there. Everybody who just pitted is now onto the mediums. And Martin, who pitted right there, I think just went a lap down. Hold on. Big battle. Ardell came out right near the Academy teammate of Dill JG.
Oh, Dill J.
And now Dill JG squawking around Mintoki. Lots of racing there. That included a lot of contact and touching.
I'm interested that Ardell's opted for a 2-stop strategy, to be fair. So he's now 35 seconds off the lead. Ryan's laughing.
I think you should take a look at what Martin put in the Tier 2 drivers chat. Red Fire's in. Red Fire Tiger's into the pit lane. Oh, dear God. Oh, my God.
Heroic.
Tadpole in DRS of J&T. And Tadpole's got just a little bit more battery than J&T. However,
He's a save it.
Joe Wilson's not much better on the battery either. Yellow flags. That's on the main straight. And you know what?
That is milk
Approaching
one.
the main straight now. JTK and SV. Let's swap it around once again. 6th place go to JTK, but was this illegal, though, under the yellow flags?
I think he just got it in time.
Maybe. Find out from the game what they have to say.
Illegal overtake on Zazi clearly got there because Zazi's being an absolute twat.
Yeah,
okay.
He got it on two cars, maybe.
Oh,
that's what's concerning right there. He just got overtaken by Ardell and SV now.
Why is he going so? Just if you're gonna go that slow, just literally just crash into the wall, mate.
Well, you're setting a bad precedent by saying that. I hope you know that.
Oh, well, what is he doing, man?
Is he an AI? Does he have a function?
Yet again.
I think what he's doing here is
totally
because
fine,
he doesn't want to
he's
avoid.
Going quick now, but
no, hold on.
Let's ignore him and go to Tadpole taking the lead of the race.
Here he comes, Tadpole, trying to do what he hasn't done so far this race, and he had the lead in Canada over JNT when he took it, and now he's going to take it once again. Tadpole back out in front of the race lead over JNT. See, now here's what I was going to mention about Martin with what you were saying, okay? So, I want to bet you right now, he's in AI mode because of the fact that he doesn't want to retire in the pit lane, because if he retires in the pit lane, he's going to rack up more penalty points.
I don't think he's in AI anymore.
I don't know, he was. Ardell.
I don't think the AI wouldn't go that slow.
SV. Kipu, Dom, Dil JG. 4-car race here on the main straight. Whoa. Kipu through. Dom. Dil JG now following in pursuit. We've got quite the race going on, but JNT Gaming right now, Eoin, is going to be losing this race and going to go on the podium for a 10th time without winning.
Getting a bit of a Lando Norris vibe going off him with that.
Man.
JNT no wins.
Kipu's still defending. How about Blugagi and Vade and Sam here? These are usually all Academy teammates, but for today, Blugagi is the one being a traitor to these guys, maybe it seems.
Oh! SVABS
again!
Got no front wing.
Yeah, he was just battling Mintoki there for the 8th place spot, and that's troubling. Safety car!
Safety car! Was it free?
Red Fire Tiger just stole the fastest lap right here, and I'm going to tell you right now, he might be the only one to stay out here from this.
See, this is going to absolutely... I'm actually happy for this, because JTK deserves this bit of luck. Because he's been absolutely pulverized in this race, and I'm happy for him here to get a little bit of luck.
Yeah, because if it stayed where it's at, the gap in the championship goes to about 50 points almost. Wavy, 3 seconds. That's under the safety car. Maybe can be appealed.
Kipu just change his front wing. Hold on, let me check that.
Interesting. Mintoki on the softs. The rest under the mediums.
No, Kipu did not change his front wing. Sorry, Merton obviously changed his front wing. Merton, penalty. Go on, son. Brilliant racing.
I just want to mention one thing here, Eoin. JNT Gaming's going to take the lead of this race, I think. Tadpole. Oh, collision. Invade and Blugagi. What happened there? That was into the pit lane. Tadpole's teammate SV just went in for a front wing change. And in the same 60 seconds that Tadpole will be entering the pit lane. So technically the game has kind of counted that as a double stack in a way, to where it will affect Tadpole by maybe 0.5 seconds here. Could be the difference here if JNT Gaming gets it in within a second. We'll find out.
Surely it's been long enough that he won't get affected by it.
Well, I've seen it before happen to where it would affect Tadpole, so let's find out.
No, he's okay.
Will they be any slower with him?
Well, JNT got a little bit slowed down by the Mercedes coming into the pits.
Okay, so nothing changes there.
Red
but
Bull double stack.
Interestingly enough, Eoin, mediums for JNT, softs for the rest.
Yeah, JNT's thrown this away. If he's, I mean, he might have a Bonky's gone for mediums. Let me see what tires they've gone for.
Out.
So Joe Wilson, Ardell staying out. Ardell only recently pitted anyway, so I suppose there's not really much point in pitting again. So Ardell's with 4-lap 1 mediums. If he pitted, it just would have probably hindered him even more. Ardell really didn't want a safety car there because that's kind of ruined him now.
Yeah, it has.
Let's see. The drivers on the softs. Only a few drivers on the softs. There's only 10 laps. There's only going to be like 9 or 8 laps of racing. So then I can't remember if the softs are really that bad, but Paul, Joe Wilson, Redfire, and Mintoki are the only drivers in the softs. I'm surprised JTK didn't go for the softs to try and, make up for the fact that he's going to be losing a lot in the championship anyway. So he may as well go out with a fight if he's going to lose points. But he is playing the long game clearly with
only 2 retirements. Both AlphaTauris out of this race. We've also got as well, for those of you still wanting to tune into action here in RPL, Tier 2 or Tier 1. Tier 1 tomorrow at Vegas. The championship has already been decided for drivers and constructors, but still lots of battles continuing. And, yeah, with that being said as well, Tier 2, we have the Middle East stretch for the final 4 rounds of the season. Softs and mediums, you make a good point, Eoin. Medium tires, they wear 3% a lap. Softs wear 4%. And, ideal tire lap ratio, okay? Mediums 13 to 23. Softs 12 or less. It doesn't mean that's how long they go, but it's going to mean that's how long they're probably the best tire for, or end up being in a good position before they wear out here. One big thing on the safety car restart we'll be looking out for is, of the top 11, 2 of them have penalties for track limits. Of the bottom end of the field, 12th to 18th, only 1 driver, Blugagi, has no track limit penalties. So if you're going to want to take some points here at the back half of the field, it's likely going to come from no track limit penalties here. I'm going to be right back quickly, but yeah, track limit penalties, track limit penalties, track limit penalties. Big talking point right there.
Asking in the chat there what caused safety car. I believe what caused safety car was the McLaren of SV ABST. He had a collision and his front wing went absolutely everywhere. I believe the game caused a safety car due to the excess debris on the circuit. But I'm happy a safety car came out because now it's added a little bit of spice to this race. It's going to be just a 2-horse race with Tapple and J&T, but now it could be cooking up a little bit of a storm here. Any man in that top 8, I'd say, any person, sorry, I mean Toki's a woman. Any person in the top 8 can win this Grand Prix, I reckon. And yes, I see Invade saying that his penalty should be removed. I'm sure if you sent it in, it can't be removed, my friend.
I'm back.
Martin a lap down. He is a lap down, doesn't he? Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Redfire Tiger.
The Redfire Tiger, what are you doing?
Issue under the safety car.
Like,
this is going to affect things massively.
I just can't believe it. What happened?
Oh boy. Blugagi, 5-second contact with Mythic, his teammate.
Oh, Wavy's just spun. And
we've had 3 now incidents. Make it 4 with Invade and Blugagi under the safety car.
Bloody safety car. What are these nutters doing? Redfire Tiger could have fought for the win here because he's on the soft complex tires. But he's threw it away because he's an absolute buffoon.
Well, now with the safety car out an extra lap, I think the softs will definitely benefit here. I just want to mention one thing with this J&T Gaming and Tadpole battle, which probably isn't over, Owen. I think you can agree on that.
Yes.
With Tadpole here, I just want to mention his issue with where he's, I think, lost out a lot has been in terms of battery management. He wasn't much better in terms of battery with J&T. J&T Gaming's tricky spot was the track limits, and that was shown in qualifying. The one big area he spoke to me about having trouble with, I think, heading into this race, that white line before the last corner on the left side, just pushing too much right there and just barely going all 4 wheels off. We're going to watch the safety car restart, Owen, and figure out what happens there, but big battle between our top 2 right now. Could become the top 3.
Yeah, I was saying when you were gone there, the top 8 could realistically win this race, depending on what happens at the front. We know how Tier 2 can get when everyone is eager to make up for unluckiness. As JTK will have to make up for a first lap collision, like Bonky has to make up for making mistakes that cost him the race lead, like J&T's done. Is J&T going to get desperate for the first Grand Prix victory of his Tier 2 career?
9 podiums prior.
Tadpole keep his bottle.
Tadpole's going now, and he's put on the battery as well with it. back to green flag racing. Behind that, Ardell is trying to snatch up a move on Ardell, or Joe Wilson, excuse me, in front of him. But now for the lead, J&T Gaming wants it. Tadpole's protecting it, but how much longer will he? J&T down the inside, gonna dive it. Tadpole having to take a protective line, and almost a collision with Ardell there in the background.
Oh, no.
Big battle here. Bonkers, Red Fire, they've been affected. Bonkers down outside the points now. Kipu in a big battle. Here he comes with Red Fire. Mentogi's in the thick of things.
Bonky has been absolutely pulverized yet again in another turn 1, 2, 3-esque collision. And you have to feel for Bonky there. ERS Ardell getting squirrely with Joe Wilson, and then Bonky got involved because he was on the outside. He had nowhere to go, and then just an unfortunate racing incident that seemed to be.
6/10 the gap
now
between J&T and Tadpole.
In the fight for P4, JTK needs to get past this Ferrari right now if he wants to have a chance against his championship potentially rival. J&T Gaming 101.
If the points currently stay the way they are for the Drivers' Championship, it'll be a 34-point gap from the look of things. But right now, here comes JTK on Ardell. Before any moves get for the race lead, they're battling all behind them. How about Red Fire here getting pinched 3 wide? We've seen Red Fire involved in a collision down to turn 1. This time, he's going to get 2 cars if he can hold it. That lunge was from far back, but now Red Fire Tiger squeezing JTK to the curb, and Ardell going through. 3 wide now. Merton's out. Ardell through. Safety car. Red Fire. I think an illegal overtake that was. He'll have to give it back.
Merton's clearly just chucked it in the wall on purpose because, you don't crash there.
Where did he crash? Let me just check the Twitch clips.
It's the exit of turn 3, but the angle of his car was absolutely intriguing, to say the least.
Heinous, maybe, being the right word.
It's almost as if he cut across the corner and put it in the wall. Let me check, actually. Did he get a track limit penalty?
I'm checking.
My God,
I don't know.
No, he didn't.
Didn't look intentional. I'm not going to assume
he's
anyone
a lap down, so I'm
will intentionally crash.
Go ahead
I'm not going to. I know how they
Is
ends
anyone
up
going
going.
to pit?
Yeah,
Someone pits now.
Could be a good question. I don't think you do with the track position. I don't think you do. Blue Goggy, by the way, he pitted under that safety car prior to fix damage that he had in the Mythic incident he had. And because of that, by the way, he missed catching up to the safety car. That cost him dearly. Now he'll be caught up, and Ardell's pitting, Dom is pitting, Kipu is, Bunkers is, Sam is, and I'd assume Goggy won't, but he will.
Oh, okay. I would have. If I was Goggy, I would have stayed out. Look at the amount of positions he would have got.
Yeah. Even then, your softs are not going to wear terribly anymore because of the fact that there's a safety car. So really, the guys who get saved from this are the top 3 of the top 4.
Well, this gives GTK another crack at trying to get JNT. He's got 2
He's
cars
up 1 more position now too from the restart that he was in prior. Ardell with a 3-second under the safety car.
That was horrific.
Well, I think Blue Goggy, actually, I'll tell you right now, in terms of these tires that these guys pitted onto, he's probably got the freshest tires and still fresh tires left, considering he had a qualifying ban to serve being on loan right there. So he's actually in a really good spot, considering all things there.
JNT is on 2 track limit warnings.
What's Tadpole on?
Tadpole's on. He's got 2 warnings. I'm going to check if they're track limit. There's 1. Both of the front 2 are on 2 warnings. So 1 more warning and they're getting a penalty. Oh dear.
I just want to put things into perspective for Joe Wilson. Because you were just about to mention him, Eoin. He's not won since Season 8. It's his only win. Came to Austria. He won it in the storage room.
How long ago was that?
End of the F122 game cycle.
I thought Joe Wilson was a new person in this game.
No, he was here last game for a little bit. Came back. And I think he's only had one podium since coming back, though. But Tadpole looking for a 8th win. That would tie him, I believe, with Reece Dainty for 3rd on the all-time Tier 2 winner list. Looking for a 17th podium as well. Currently has 16 to his name. Obviously, JTK looking for a 5th win. 11th podium, maybe? Yep, 11th podium he's looking for. Blue Goggy looking for points. Be his first this season, of course. Sam Steed in his return, probably not going to be for points, but Bonky, I would tell you right now, and Ardell back here, outside the top 10, desperately need these point spots because Ferrari tied with Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship heading into this race. Red Bull as well, 5 points back, and they're going to lose out with Red Fire Tiger having that penalty surely to JTK, so make it all while you can. And how about Dill JG? 3rd race here. 8th place right now, but no penalties. Could be looking at a top 5 for Alfa Romeo. Here comes the safety car. Eoin, take it away here. We got a crack and restart about to come underway, and only just a few laps remaining.
Terrified. Yes, JTK, JNT, and Tadpole all have one warning before they get a penalty. So I think the race is most likely to go to Joe Wilson here. Can those 3 gentlemen maintain their composure and not go off the circuit? It's very easy to go off the circuit. And Tadpole, he went as soon as the exit of this corner came. Is he going to do it this time? The exact same restart. And we're off!
Little earlier from Tadpole, I think, in the thick of things, but the battery being dumped from both the top 2 and the top 3. Here comes JNT Gaming. He's got the run. He's got the momentum. And now this time, it's the long way around. Can he keep it? Side by side for the lead. JNT Gaming now going to go for turn 2. Contact made right there. Tadpole remaining out in front. And Vade and Dill JG swapping spots. Ardell and Mythic. But now Joe Wilson wants in on this fight. Here he comes. He's getting boxed in now. Side by side. 2nd place is still JNT's. Back further for 8th. Invade now getting 8th over Dill JG. And some of the new guys on fresher tires here. Dom and Mythic trying to take advantage. Wavy on the inside. Wavy shoving him off though. Lots of smoke back there. 3 wide here.
3 wide into that corner.
Oh ho ho! Here comes Ardell banging with Wavy right there. Bonkers through as well. Wavy getting absolutely pushed around here. Dom is through. Mythic's turn now. And now Wavy's back at it with Blue Goggy, I think, here in just a few moments.
That was Dom on the inside of Wavy Knife. Bonky getting past Dill JG, who opted to stay out. A lot of these drivers in these midfield cars. Wavy is still wheel-to-wheel with Dom. Absolutely scintillating.
Nearly the wall he got shown there, Dom. Oh,
Here
and both
the
Williams
leaders.
touch. Now for the race lead. JNT Gaming wants it, but he can't get there in time.
There's a 5-driver fight. Only one of them has got penalties, so realistically a 4-driver fight.
Whoa! Whoa! Dom! Mythic! Goggy! How about a 3-car collision at turn 1? That's not good.
There.
JNT Gaming closed in just so close on Tadpole, but couldn't do it. It's a 5-car race up there for the front spots, and Ardell and Bonkers, that's another Red Bull and Ferrari collision. Dom is out.
Retired from the session.
Dom is out. Is
retired
that a
on track.
retirement on track? Mythic's been involved too. This is the 2nd week in a row these two have gone at it.
Dom did retire on track.
Okay.
Bad boy Dom.
He did the tiller from last season in Tier 1 at this track. Bino says DRS tactics last lap incoming. We'll find out. Tadpole cooking hard. Wavy's off. Wavy's got damage. DRS enabled here with just 3 laps remaining. JNT Gaming, though, will not have DRS until Sector 3. But will he want to take the lead early? Bonkers with Invade, that's 9th place. But now, JNT Gaming is going to settle this for him and Tadpole only, it looks like.
And Joe Wilson's getting pulled away here.
By the way, I just want to mention Blue Goggy can be on for points here. He's right in the back of Ardell and Dill JG here. And right up in front of that, a couple guys with penalties. Mintoki are on the outside of SV right here for 6th place, cannot do it. SV hanging on, keeping him at bay, or her at bay.
JTK needs, for the title, needs J&T and Tapple to have a bit of an incident in front. He can benefit from their calamitous collision. Well, but he's stuck behind Red Fire Tiger right now.
A lot can happen.
Oh dear.
With another penalty. 6/10 the gap.
JTK just rear-ended Red Fire Tiger, but luckily no collision, but it's cost Red Fire the DRS.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Strategic from JTK.
We'll find out. Hold on, the race lead is at stakes here. And is this the moment here in the last 3 laps where the pain ends? Can J&T go for it? No! JTK gets Red Fire.
He's left it off. He's waiting for the next straight.
Tactically good or tactically bad is that? Let's find out. Tadpole wiggles.
Last lap.
Blugaki through an Ardell. Dill JG with Invade here at turn 1. The 2 teammates making contact. Tadpole.
J&T's waiting for it on the last lap.
Yeah, we know it. I mean, he loves this track, Tadpole, but he's just
got to
hold on. He's got to protect this place. Still JG and Invade still going at it. This is 10th place. Blugaki can see points and a Williams in front of him.
Bino is right. Tadpole needs to do some DRS tactics here if he wants to win this race. Otherwise, it's going to be an easy overtake for J&T. He needs to do something here, Tadpole.
He needs to find some way
to
hold
go wide
JT
in
off.
this corner on purpose.
Oh, he goes wide! The race leader goes wide, and Bunkers is out! Big crash! Now, he's backed him up into Joe Wilson! Red Fire Tiger with another penalty! 1 lap to go! And 9 podiums have happened before this moment where he will duck out and take the lead of the race! But can he keep it? Behind that, the 2 teammates! This is super big for the championship. J&T leads the race.
He's gonna have the DRS
with 2 sectors to go. Joe Wilson with a penalty. That might seal the deal there. Blugaki to 9th, and SV with another one. I just want to mention, J&T has a lot of friends who have either not watched or watched RPL and supported him. You got Faded, Brody, Archie, Zane, Matt, Thrasher, Orlando, even Sam Steed in this race today. Mikey, Cody, and much more. And they're harsh on him for the exact reason that they want to see him do better. And today, with just a few corners remaining, he's risen to the occasion, it seems.
Brilliant shots. Do not rush into it and get the overtake too early. Let's pay dividends today.
This is the moment where the pain ends. J&T Gaming, a first career win. He wins the RPL Mexican Grand Prix. Tadpole 2nd, JTK 3rd, and Kipu gets 5th. I am completely sorry, my mic cut out. But J&T Gaming has finally risen to the occasion.
I forgot to do the
Mexican Grand Prix.
Because I was confused. There was no communication from you, but I forgot to do the. Hold on.
Oh my God, my mic cut out. I dropped my mic right there trying to grab a sip of water. I can't believe that.
That was a bit too ear-rippy for people, my bad, but
oh my God, he's finally done it.
Now. He's done it.
That call was so ruined. My mic came out. I can't believe
you were
that.
that excited. Your mic came out.
I was trying to get a sip of water.
You fucking. Why were you trying to get a sip of water that late?
Because I know my voice would have cracked.
Oh, that would have made it more emotional.
That's too funny. That's actually too funny.
This big moment gets ruined by your dumbass.
Well, he's finally risen to the occasion.
Who cares?
First career RPL win. J&T Gaming, a maiden winner. Oh my God. Well, he becomes the 38th Tier 2 winner.
Very nice.
Oh my god. I plugged my mic back in, but it never registered till after he crossed the line. I was like, what the hell? Well, here's the podium celebrations. I'm so disappointed in that.
Does Ryan want me to do this, or?
It came out. That's what she said. It came out though.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it came out. I can't do anything about that.
Technically, Dom didn't DNF. Yeah, finished 4 laps down.
I'm disappointed in that.
Withy finished 3 laps down, and Bonky finished 2 laps down.
Oh. The championship lead, folks. The gap is what, 26 now to 36 points. Kipu P12 to P5 right there. That's an impressive performance.
I believe Boggy P11 on his return. If he didn't get that penalty, he would have got points.
Oh, I didn't even realize he got a 3-second there. Wow.
Stupid twat.
Bumpers crash at the end as well. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. My controller, when that happened, I was grabbing a sip of water, and in the process, my controller dropped from my table. Usually I have it in my hand. Dropped from my table, and the mic came out because of that. I am so disappointed. Yeah, well, he's finally risen to the occasion, Eoin, and he's finally won. It took a 10th podium for it to happen. But he played it smart this time, and he did it. He was not going to let Tadpole get the DRS there. Wow.
ABST seems to be angry with JTK. Oh.
Oh boy.
There we go. I hope it's an apology for rear-ending him.
I mean, Kipu, JNT, there's some good driver of the day contenders, that's for sure. No doubt about that. Well, it's a 36-point gap in front there.
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
I'm tired. I always forget how tiring, how tired I get in these fucking races sometimes. Just watching them. Absolutely scintillating Grand Prix racing.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm like speechless right there because I cut out and I'm like, oh no, I know where this is going.
I had no clue that you cut out. I thought you were.
I
was questioning is he doing this on purpose for me to do it? I was like, no, you wouldn't do that. So I'll just keep quiet.
I would have said something beforehand. I know.
But I was just like, I'll just.
That's so disappointing.
Like, who's that driver with the most tier 2 wins this game cycle? Who's that guy?
That's you. That's you. I'm looking at that fun facts section. I'm wondering where is this gonna go now?
How many wins? I had 8 wins. How many were with Mercedes? Let's do some data analyzing.
Let's check. Well, in the meantime, there's still 9 of you here on the stream.
Oh, yeah.
And let's tell you where we are next. For F1 Tier 1 tomorrow, we're in Vegas.
I'll be racing.
And then after that, after that, guess where we're at?
Where are we?
We are in Tier 2 at Bahrain.
Oh, very nice.
Our pad users will love that.
Oh, I hate that track so much.
Well, we'll find out what happens with 4 races remaining now. 36 points is the gap. Tadpole as well. Cost himself a chance to win. Maybe trying to go wide there, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what he has to say about it in terms of what he did. Could he not done any much else? I don't think so. But yeah.
Well, he tried to get to do the DRS shenanigans and it didn't work because JTK was, or sorry, fucking JNT was too smart for that. So.
All right. Well, Vegas tomorrow, and Bahrain next week for Tier 2. Make sure you join us for either one of those. Ryan Searles, your commentator, Eoin McMoran, alongside me, our 4-time Tier 2 champ. Signing off. Have a good one.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.